Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, fam? What's up, Sekou Writes?
What's up, E King? What's up, E King?
Do you like my new earrings?
I love your new earrings.
You do?
Yeah,
Tell me why. Tell me
yeah.
why.
Because your new, what's her name?
Uh
What's
oh.
her thing? Like her name is call it like a,
Her name. Her name.
yeah, I don't
The name of
remember.
her company?
Yeah, but what do you do for her? You do the thing for her.
Do it
You
again.
do the thing for her. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a brand
Brand
ambassador.
ambassador. Brand ambassador. Yes, brand ambassador. Yeah,
Yeah, brand
yeah,
ambassador.
yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Her Glow Candy Shop. Girl. I told her, I said, I'm going to be extra, extra. And I'm glad you like them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So hey folks, this is Fiance Files, where we talk about whatever we talk about, whatever we
Whatever
want,
we talk about.
whatever we talk about.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it for intros, right? That's intros.
Yes. I think we need our own intro song.
Yeah, you know what? I need a new intro song for Get Rich 101 to begin with, right?
Ooh.
And I need one
Yes.
for Fiance Files and like all kinds of things.
Yes.
Like, see, the thing is, I don't know if I can still make them the way I used to. I don't know, but I have to try.
Nothing beats a failure.
Yes.
But a try. And there is no failure if you are making an attempt. If you are making an attempt.
Ashe.
So I got my money on you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that reminds me, you just created this. I don't know how she does it, guys. I don't know how she creates these things in seconds.
What
so,
what are you talking about?
She just created this video that I just posted, and I'm assuming she just posted, right? She just posted it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so I heard her in the bathroom talking, and I was like, what's she talking to herself? What's she talking to herself about, right? And then found out that she created this whole thing in seconds. Like, I'm telling you, right up until I pressed go for record, like she was working, and she put up the video, and I just posted it. You find it very interesting.
With that being said,
yeah.
The other day, I said to you, thank you for that, by the way. The other day I said to you, I feel like I've gotten really, really good with video editing. And you paused and you were like, well, Fee. And I thought, what? Like, no matter what you say, I know that I've gotten better. He's like, yeah, but you kind of put too, and now you're giving me my flowers.
Yeah.
So which is it?
Yeah. So it's both. It's both. Because what happens is I still harken back to days of old. My days of old, my pre-stroke days. Where I'm like, this needs to be this needs to be this needs to be that. Oh. And then I remember all the things that you've created, all the things that you have done regarding me. To be, if I can be honest, like all the things you've done around me, like you've created worlds around me, and you've created things that have gone on to do. I don't really follow it. Like I don't know how you do them so fast and how you make them so relevant. And beforehand, I'd be like, you listening. So that was just a harken back to the days of old, because sometimes the days of old kind of slip in. I was like, no, that's not relevant anymore.
I like the word harken, and I think it's out of necessity. And so when life throws you a curveball, your stroke threw me and a lot of people a curveball, I got to pivot quickly. There was no time to spend weeks, months learning. I had been doing it prior to his stroke, but mainly for myself. However, it's like a light switch, a whole new room opened up, a whole new room of possibilities opened up. And I said, I've got to figure this out fast and not focus on, okay, is it perfect?
No. Yeah, that's it. What is it, my thing? Now is better than perfect. Now, see, that was That was specifically for me. That was specifically for me. Because if it ain't now, wait a minute. What did you say? Now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Because me, I would always be on some perfection stuff. On some perfection, some perfectionist stuff.
There you go. There you
go. Right. Yes. And so all the time I'll be on some perfection stuff. I'll be like, oh God, this can't go. And thus far, since the stroke, I've completely come at it in a different way. Like my book, Hack Your Pain Daily. No, Hack Your Pain Now.
No, you just created a whole new book. Maybe that's a whole new book. Maybe that's a pamphlet. Maybe that's like what do you call that when people have the daily word? Hack Your Pain Daily. Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
No.
What?
Yes. Yeah. I'm saying not maybe, but I'm saying go ahead. So you were saying your book.
Well, now you got me thinking about that.
I know, but that's good because that could be literally. He has a book.
Yeah.
He has a book that he wrote pre-stroke for post-stroke. Like he wrote a book before he had a stroke to help him navigate post-stroke life.
Right. And I was just going to say, to finish my point, I was just going to say that book I never, ever, ever would have published. Never, ever. Not in a million years, because there are so many typos. There's so many things that are going wrong. They're like sections of the book, like I don't have the paragraphs right. The paragraphs not being right really got me. But all these things, it seems like you were about to shake your head. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Because I had the perfectionism thing was deep within me.
I didn't know that about you.
And yeah. And so now it's better than perfect was really me speaking to me. I mean, that's really speaking to me. And getting past those things. So with you and your videos,
extraordinary editing skills.
Extraordinary editing skills.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was doing the same thing. I was like, finding things that I would previously had not let go of. Previously, I would have held on to it. I would have held on to it, And so now that I know, I keep reminding myself, now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. And I just got to keep living it.
And Linda Plaster says, we define our perfection. We don't let society define it. Thus, our perfection blossoms beautifully. Well said, Linda. Is that Linda in the Colorado mountains?
Yes, Colorado mountains. Yeah.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah. I love the Colorado mountains. I used to live in Colorado, and I used to hang out in those mountains.
Oh yeah.
I used to go skiing, but not to ski, to just ride the ski lift up and watch the people skiing, because I was like, I'm not about to get on those skis. Now today I would, but I'm all about Colorado is stunning. So back to yeah, you didn't know I lived in Colorado?
Wait. I think I'm remembering now that I had a ski accident, and I broke my knee. I'm not supposed to be running at all.
Say correct.
I'm not supposed to be running at all.
You broke your knee?
Yeah.
Ski.
Yeah. And
oh my God. Okay, so you have to tell the people how you just remember that and why it's a big deal.
Because you were just talking to Linda about how you used to ski.
No, how I used to go to the Colorado mountains
and kick it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that reminded me of skiing. And I was skiing and I broke my knee. And I remember this now because I remember seeing her recently, because I saw her can't remember her name now, but I saw this woman as I was walking to my one of these doctors that have been set up for me, right?
Okay.
And so I passed her. She said, "Hey, how you doing? How you been?" I was like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." And then I was trying to remember where I knew her from, and I remember her from her doctor that she worked for was was impressed by me. She was like, "You've been walking around with a broken knee," and she was like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be running." And now I'm just remembering this after 477 44 474 days, after another 409 days, after all that, I'm remembering that.
Okay. You broke your knee.
Yeah.
He's so for those of you who are maybe new to Sekou Wright's page, Get Rich 101, Fiance Files. Sekou had a stroke and he still suffers from aphasia and short and sometimes long-term memory.
Yeah.
So the fact that he remembers this is huge.
Yeah.
But now, I'm assuming you got the knee fixed.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure you broke it and not just
I didn't because she said I broke it, right? And she brought me in for the x-rays. They put me in the x-ray thing and all that stuff. And then she came and she was looking like impressed by me. She was like, you've been walking around with a broken knee. And I was like, broken? And she was like, yeah, broken. I was like, I can move it. No, not.
Was this post-stroke that you?
Oh, no, not post-stroke.
Oh.
Not post-stroke.
Oh.
But I'm saying I've done all this running with a broken knee.
On two marathons with. So, I love that he thinks that that's funny.
Yeah, I think that's funny. Wow. Yeah.
Do you remember which knee?
I don't even remember which knee.
Do you have knee pain at all?
No, I don't have no pain. Look at that. Look at the mind. Look at what the mind can do. Because this reminds me of a thing I read in one of my books. It said that they got this team of basketball players, and they all needed knee pain. They all needed knee surgery, right? They gathered them up, and then they let them go after the surgery, and all of them did better. The trick is they didn't give them surgery. They gave them incisions to make it look like they gave them surgery. Did not give them surgery.
I love the placebo effect.
Effect. Yes.
It reminds me of when, and I'm sure many of you can relate to when you were a kid and you hurt yourself, and you got up and didn't cry unless you saw blood.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's called, but I am amazed that you've been running. First of all, that you broke your knee and that you've been running. I am amazed by that. Our bodies adapt as we affirm and nurture them. Our bodies adapt as we affirm and nurture them. Absolutely. And they break down as we speak negativity over them. That part.
Yeah, that's real.
I have a client. We were having a conversation yesterday, and she said, I can't get this weight off. And I said, can I pause you real quick? I said, I just want to pause you because I hear you. And I said, I want you to be mindful of the words that you speak over yourself. I said, and when you say can't, what you're saying to your body, and specifically to the body part you're speaking of, which is her belly, I said, you're saying that it's not possible. I said, and it is possible. I said, because you put the weight on, you can get the weight off. And I said, I think we need to focus on being patient and having realistic goals and realizing that you get to trust the process, because you didn't develop a belly in 2-3 weeks. So why do we think we're going to get rid of it in 2 or 3 weeks? But when I said that, to remind her to really be mindful of the words that you speak over your life. Can't, trying, impossible, don't, all of those words need to be stricken from our vocabulary.
Absolutely.
Give me some. Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah. and on that same thing, the same line of thinking, don't let doctors tell you what to do. Because that doctor, if I remember correctly, she wanted to have me all taped up, and I mean the real thing. like my leg in traction, to all the things, and I feel nothing. I feel nothing. So that's incredible. As the yeah, that's really great. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So anyway, that just came up. That just came up for me just now. I know my mom's like,
That's my son. That is my son.
I know,
wow.
I know. But I wanted to do this before I forget. I want to thank you, Fee, for making sure that I got to speak at my hospital, because I was like, I kind of want to see them, but I've been back to Nashville a bunch of times now, and I've always thought about it. I've thought about it every time. Yeah, I have. I'm like, man, I need to go out there and say something. But you like took it and ran with it and made sure that it happened, and I was like, oh, I was a little nervous. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna bring it up. My thing was, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm just gonna let it slide. And it was, and there was some miscommunications, and there was something going on with the date or whatever. And I was like, I'm just gonna be easy. And then they pulled this together.
In a matter of days.
And this picture I've been looking at. I've been looking at this picture
look at
frequently.
You look so handsome, standing in the middle, all tall.
And look at this.
Wow.
But look at this, amongst all these people, and who wanted to see me.
Of course,
they wanted to see me. Like, it just made such a difference for me. And having you, like, making sure it happened was really something else. So this room was the first time I've been in this room since I was there as a client. And I was like, I reacted like that when I first walked in. I was like, I need a minute. And she was like, oh yeah, you haven't been in this room yet. I was like, yeah, I haven't been in this room. And it took me a second, and then I looked around and saw they had chairs set up, they had pizza ordered, they had a whole thing. And I was like, wow, this is so great for me. And also because it was such a let me put this back out. See, pull this back out. So also it let me know that is the way that I need to move. Like, yeah, there's other things I need to do, but that is the way that I need to move, because of the exchange of what I got versus what I gave, and vice versa, in that special place. Because one of them
in that special
place, and one of them was, I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but I remember she said that she is teaching something differently because of me, when I was barely speaking.
Do you remember what that was that she's teaching differently?
She's granting her patients with the ability to be I don't know how to say it. So she has granted her patients with the ability to speak is not the right word, but in other words, I could not speak.
Mm-hmm.
She assumed that I did not understand her, and I made such a funky faces, like she was like, oh, wait a minute now, maybe he does understand me. And now she is treating her other customers, or other clients, or other patients by asking them, and and trying to find out from them,
as opposed to making assumptions.
Yes, as opposed to making assumptions.
That's beautiful.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah. And Sekou, since you came home from the stroke, we had been. Don't be pushing me. Don't be pushing me. He's been sassy. He's been sassy all morning.
You got the whole sofa.
Look
at you, Mom. We are like this. Like that.
That's because the light is better for me over here, and you have a little booty, so you don't need that much room. ever since you came home from the stroke. We have been talking about that because prior to the stroke, Sekou was a speaker, author, journalist, speaker. Except I think sometimes if you don't hone in on it and put the majority of your focus on that thing that you've been called to do, then you'll allow yourself to become distracted by doing other things, making bracelets, and which is fine. However, I think the stroke, and I've said this before, has been such a blessing in disguise. It's not even in disguise because it is allowing you to mainstream your focus on what you've been called to do.
Yeah.
Which is use your story to inspire.
Yeah.
To empower.
And just to know that every time I've been to Nashville, I've been thinking about them. Every time I've been going to Nashville, I'm thinking about them. Thinking about them. And to have the difference be so stark between what I thought I was going to get from them and what I actually got. I mean, it floored me how much I got from them.
He called me and he said, my life has changed.
I did.
I was like, I hope for the better. He said, my life has changed. And I was like, I tell you, if you got that feeling, imagine what they received. Especially tell them about the man that you met.
Oh, yeah.
The patient.
Yeah, the patient they only brought one patient. And I don't think, is he shown here? No, they don't have him shown.
You have a picture of him though.
Do I?
You do.
I know I've got it, but do I have it?
Phone, on your computer.
Oh yeah, here he is. All right, so
okay.
Share this instead, and here we go. This man was the one patient they brought, and I honestly, I couldn't speak to him at first. I mean, I said hi, but honestly, I couldn't speak to him at first because it was a psychological and physical reaction I had to him, because I could see him in the same place that I had been. The same place that I had been, right? And I just it hurt to see where I had been, and then it was also a blessing. It was also a blessing that I had made it thus far, right? That I made it thus far, right? That I gotten that far out of the situation, right? And so anyway, it took me a while before I could speak to him, and I had to get warmed up. And then I got warmed up. I came and spoke to him, and I gave him some pointers. And I've been thinking about him ever since. I still need to try to send him a note, but I want to inspire him to really go after it, because what he asked, and he was struggling trying to get the words out, and I couldn't understand him. And then his nurse came to understand him, and what he wanted to know was, how long did it take to get to from where he was to where I am?
Yeah. And
what I didn't understand is that he meant well. He meant better. And I need to pull his quote to the fact that, bro, you may not ever be the same. You may not ever be the same. I'm not the same. I am not the same. I am better than I was, but I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I need to express that to him.
Sekou, those same questions that he was struggling to get out to you were the same questions you had for other people. I remember, and that was the main question you had, is basically, how long is the recovery? Like, when am I going to be back to myself?
Wow. I don't even remember that.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember that so vividly. Even the videos that we would watch on YouTube, you would feel, for instance, your doctor. So Sekou Wright's doctor in Nashville, I don't know what kind of doctor he is, but he had a stroke.
Yeah.
He had a stroke and was back to doctoring 4 or 5 months later.
Yep.
And that really hit you. You were like, I don't understand
that really hit me.
why my stroke is taking so long. And part of the recovery is we get to run our own race. Everyone is different. Every stroke is different. Every stroke hits you in a different part of your brain. And so your recovery is going to be unlike anyone else's. That brother that you showed in that video, his recovery is going to be unlike anyone else's. However, I think the messaging is the same for everyone. The messaging is to do the work, to not give up, and to stay inspired, And that means most times you need to reach inside, go within to be inspired, because if you rely upon external forces, even people, you might be let down. So you have to go within to keep that internal fire burning. And that's what he's going to have to do if he wants to come through this on the other side.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So all I wanted else all let me try it again. The only other thing that I wanted to express was, you mentioned yesterday I had a really brief show. I did a very brief version of my show, and you were like, "What? You didn't tell them about your run report?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't." And so it's funny because yesterday was 473 of my new interaction of Run Streak. 473. Right? And then it was so funny because I set my alarm and I got up and I fell asleep right here on the sofa. Like
oh no, go through the steps. Go through the steps. Thank you, Rev Melissa. Within is where the treasure house is. Yes, and yes. Tell them the steps, because you missed a really important step about
so
that.
I did the transcendental meditation, right?
You did what?
Transcendental meditation. Right? Is that what you meant?
Well, you left.
Because yes, yes, I left.
So important.
I left it go. Like, she's like, "All right, you go ahead. I'm gonna take a nap. You go ahead." And I went down there, all fired up, right? Barely fired up. Let's be real. Barely fired up.
I didn't want to correct you. I was like,
yeah. Okay. And I got down there and I forgot my watch. And my watch is how I keep track of my days, my hours, my time, and everything. So I came back up to get my watch. And I sat on the sofa. And I was like, maybe I'm just
going to y'all, he will fall asleep so fast, almost mid-sentence. It's like that condition that people have.
Oh, narcolepsy?
Yeah.
Narcolepsy, yeah.
Because we were talking, he said to me, I said, "Why are you back?" He said, "I left my watch." He got his watch, put it on, and sat down. And I thought, wait a minute. I said, and then I said, "Oh, are you waiting for me?" He's like, no, I'm gonna go. And then I went back to sleep, and I look up and he was asleep. And I just said, "Let it be."
Yeah.
Because your discipline muscle is so strong. Let me say that to you publicly. Your discipline muscle is so strong that I know, unless it's an act of God, he is going to get out there and run.
Ashe.
And you did, and he did. I did too.
Yeah, she did too.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So that's a great point to end on. And yeah, I got up and did it. I got up and did the thing. And so thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for coming and joining our Fiance Files. Hey. And soon we're going to have a new video intro and all the things.
Yes.
All the things.
Also, don't forget, Sekou Writes is going to be with Rev Melissa today at 10:30 a.m. on SIP.
Right.
Just go to I Am Rev Melissa. Can you pull that up? I Am Rev Melissa. That's going down in 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yes.
All right. So I'll see you guys later. Remember that now is better than perfect. All right. Later.